Years passed, and the once prosperous kingdom of Ikot-Udo lay in ruin. The golden fields that once danced with the wind were now lifeless. The rivers that once sparkled under the sun had turned murky, and the people, once proud warriors and artisans, were now forced to toil under the rule of the invading king, Okoye, the tyrant. But deep within the sacred forest, beyond the reach of Okoye's soldiers, hope was alive. In the hidden glades of the forest of spirits, an old seer named Ikenna watched over two children, Victor and Charity, the last heirs of Nora's bloodline. He had found them as infants, abandoned beneath the great tree where their mother had taken her final breath. With his fading magic, he cast a spell of concealment, masking them from the enemy's eyes. He raised them as his own, shaping their destiny without revealing the truth of their origins. Victor grew into a fierce warrior, his strength unmatched, his reflexes sharper than the blade of a spear. Charity, though a skilled fighter, possessed something greater, the wisdom of the ancestors, a gift of foresight, and the power to channel the spirits of the past. But despite their talents, they felt an emptiness within them, pulled towards something unseen. Far away in the palace, King Okoye sat upon his throne, his fingers clutching a glowing necklace, the one that had once belonged to Nora. He had stolen it from her fallen body, believing it would grant him her legendary strength. But when he tried to wear it, the necklace burned him, rejecting him completely. In his rage, he called upon his royal sorcerer, Oba, the dark shaman, demanding answers. The shaman's eyes gleamed as he whispered the truth. The necklace chooses its wielder. Only the blood of Nora can command its true power. A cruel smile spread across Okoye's lips. Then, I shall make her blood my own. The sorcerer revealed that Nora's bloodline had survived, her children were still alive. If Okoye could capture them, he could perform the ritual of blood binding, merging his lineage with Nora's and finally unlocking the necklace's full power. And so, the hunt began. One evening, as the sky burned red with the setting sun, Ikenna gathered Victor and Charity around the fire. His once mighty voice trembled with age, but his eyes burned with urgency. "It is time you know the truth," he said. "You are the children of Nora, the greatest warrior to ever walk this land. The blood of the goddess flows through your veins, and the time has come for you to reclaim your destiny." He led them deep into the forest, beyond where the trees whispered ancient secrets, to a place long forgotten, a hidden temple, overgrown with vines and covered in dust. Upon the stone altar, glowing faintly in the moonlight, lay a second relic, an ancient spear once wielded by Nora. Ikenna told them the full story, how he had hidden them, how he had failed to retrieve the mother's necklace, and how the king now hunted them for their blood. "You must reclaim what is rightfully yours, but first, you must prove yourselves." And so, the trials of destiny began. The temple had long been a place where warriors proved their worth. Before they could confront the king, they had to undergo two trials, one of strength, the other of spirit. Victor faced the trial of the war god, battling the guardian spirits of the temple. Shadows of ancient warriors emerged, testing his skill. He fought with all his might, his heart burning with fury. In his final battle, he faced the spirit of Nora herself. Though just an illusion, she forced him to look deep within himself, not just to fight, but to lead. Charity's trial, the wisdom of the ancestors. Charity entered a chamber filled with whispering voices. The spirits of her ancestors spoke in riddles, testing her mind and spirit. She had to open her heart and learn that true power was not in the blade, but in understanding one's destiny. By the end of their trials, both had awakened the full potential of their gifts. But there was no time to celebrate. The enemy had found them. King Okoye's army, led by the dark sorcerer Oba, stormed the forest. Their torches lit up the night, turning the sacred trees to ash. The seer Ikenna, though weak, stood his ground, buying the twins time to escape. But before they could flee, Okoye himself descended upon the battlefield, his eyes burning with dark magic. With a roar, he commanded his forces to attack. The twins fought bravely, their skills honed by years of training, their arts fooled by vengeance. Swords clashed, flames roared, and the spirits of the ancestors whispered in the wind. Yet, despite their strength, Okoye was relentless. He struck with the force of a storm, his dark sorcery weaving through the battlefield like a viper. He was after Victor. The young warrior fought fiercely, his spear clashing against the tyrant's cursed blade. But in the end, Okoye overpowered him with a final, devastating blow. The king captured Victor, binding him in enchanted chains. Charity screamed his name, her voice breaking through the chaos. She lunged forward, but the soldiers held her back. Tears streamed down her face as she watched her brother being dragged away, his struggles fading into the night. Her cries echoed through the burning forest as the darkness swallowed him.